How much information can that
Well,
that book can hold?
I'm glad that you asked, valued guest. On behalf of the staff of the Embassy Suites Hotel Spa and
I should probably get closer to get better audio.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to Northwest Arkansas. You quit it. There's a such thing as personal space.
Freedom of the press, sir.
He's the paparazzi now.
Pentecostal paparazzi.
Pentecostal paparazzi. Good start. Now you know how everyone in Hollywood feels.
If I had a camera like that, I'd keep it rolling.
You want some
Yeah.
Take a memory card you have in there.
What do you think?
I got a whole nother one.
They said they was pulling up. They was pulling up. He was like, "Oh man, I'm almost out of memory," and they was like, "Yeah!" He's like, "But I got 2 more cards left."
I was like, what size memory card?
If you have to end every joke with, "You just had to be there." You know it was a good joke when that's where it goes.
Do you every joke? Are you sure about every joke? Or the joke? How did the chicken cross? Or why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? If you were there, you would watch a chicken get hit by a car.
I thought he crossed the road.
Have some chicken wings.
Do you know why to get to the other side is the
At least
punchline?
the gas station.
Why the chicken crossed the road to get to the other side?
Yeah, do you know why to get to the other side is the punchline?
Yeah.
Why?
Get to the
I
other
thought
side.
that was the punchline.
Yeah, why?
The side,
Why is it?
like the
Explain
side
it.
to the chicken.
Why is it?
Explain the joke.
Why did the chicken cross the road
That-
to get to the other side?
Not tell the joke, explain the joke.
It's like, ain't it
Explain something
like, ain't it like the chicken's the main course item?
to get to the other
What
side.
was the question you asked me about
I don't know. I don't get what you're saying.
To get to the other side is another way of saying dying.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Oh.
That's why it's the punchline.
On the other
okay.
side.
Boom! Yeah, I heard that joke 1,000 times and you just blew my mind in half.
Did you,
Calm
did you know that?
Do you know that?
know that.
Hey, that
Clinton, did you know that?
Did you know if you teach cross-eyed, you're probably going to have a hard time controlling your pupils?
It took like too long, but it's good.
So these 2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks.
The third one does.
No.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
What is, this is my music joke, what is Beethoven's favorite fruit?
It's not an orange. It's not an orange, let me tell you.
It's an apple. Mango.
No,
Banana.
no.
No, that's silly.
Okay, I don't know, man.
Strawberry.
It's a banana.
It really wasn't good.
That is. Why did one eye?
Nationalism.
Culturalism.
Stalker.
Wait, what?
Just between you and me, something smells.
That was from the Laffy Taffy ride.
That's great.
I have no idea. That's the only joke I know.
Okay, yeah, I'm started now. I just started. Okay, well, it's the morning after. Updated a little bit last night, but I wanted to go ahead and get to the pizza, which it was awesome. We actually started a Halo 4 tournament. So far, the champion is yours truly. Has nothing to do with the fact that I gave myself a bye in the first round. Anyway, the sermon last night was entitled The Problem with Brothers. It was a take on the story of Moses in a way that I've never heard before. He went through the basic story of Moses first off. You know, he was born, he was picked up by Pharaoh's daughter, but then raised for the first 8 years of his life by his own biological Hebrew mother. Then after 8 years of her having influence over his life and her telling him that he is a Hebrew, he then went over to live with the Egyptians, and they dressed him like an Egyptian, taught him to walk and talk like an Egyptian, all that. But he knew that he was a Hebrew. Once he was a bit older, he saw a Egyptian beating on a Hebrew, killed the Egyptian. His own brothers, Hebrew brothers, turned on him, said, "Oh, we know who you are." Pharaoh ran him out of town. So he couldn't go back to Egypt for 2 reasons. 1, his own brothers hated him, and 2, the Egyptians who were supposed to be on his side also hated them. Then, of course, you know, he got married, and he started tending his father-in-law's sheep out in the backside of the desert. When he went up on a mountain, and there was the burning bush, God in the form of the burning bush. God told him, take off your sandals or shoes, but take off your footwear, take off your kicks. You're standing on holy ground. God then gives him the orders to go into Egypt and free the Hebrew children from the Egyptians. I always knew he said no, but I never really knew why. We're kind of taught that he was afraid of Pharaoh, that he was nervous about going back because of the Egyptians, and Pharaoh basically wanted his head. That's not the way it was. God gave him 3 tricks in order to prove that he had spoken to God. Being able to make his hand leprous and then heal it, being able to throw his rod down and it turned into a snake, and being able to pour water onto the ground and that turned into blood. Once again, I always thought that that was to prove to Pharaoh. Moses wasn't afraid of Pharaoh. He knew Pharaoh was taken care of. The enemy was not a problem. It was his brothers that he had to worry about. It was his brothers that knew who he was, that he knew would not believe him. Brother Court Chavis connected that to us. When we get power in God, when we get our calling, the devil is not what we have to worry about. He's not an issue. We can take care of him easily. It's our own brothers, the men and women beside us, those in our youth group, those in our churches, that we have to worry about. It seems so often we're more concerned with what our brothers think than we are what God thinks. His sermon basically challenged us not only to stop looking so much at what our brothers see, but also to get out of the way of our brothers, because they experience the same thing. You are putting pressure on your brothers, they're putting pressure on you. If you can get out of each other's way, then no telling what God can do with you. You can see I'm dressed now, about to go over to the morning session, I don't remember who's speaking, but I'll give you an update on that later.